You know, in San Diego County, we don't really have to prepare much for the changing seasons throughout the year, except for one, the middle of fall, that is fire season, something we should all take seriously. Here's Jose Villanueva.
There's a good reason why these sprinklers are above ground and not below ground. They have to do with these images from 2007. Bob Atkins was just preparing to build his home when the fire swept through his property.
It burned several of our orchard trees, burned up the irrigation and fence line, and we lost a travel trailer that was here on the property.
That incident made him take a closer look at how he could make his home defensible against a wildfire.
Yeah, it's a beautiful valley that we look into, but it's also full of native vegetation. So with that in mind, we designed our house so that we would improve our chances of surviving the next fire.
But it's not just people living in rural areas that need to worry about fires.
Unfortunately, as we've seen in 2003 and in 2007, wildfires don't just affect people living in the backcountry, but they affect people living throughout San Diego County. I'm the first generation of my family to have been a firefighter. It looked like something that would be enjoyable for my career, and fortunately 14 years later I've truly benefited from it.
Nick is a big supporter of Defensible Space.
Defensible Space is broken up into two categories. The first 50 feet needs to be cleared of all dead and dying vegetation 100%. The second 50 feet needs to be reduced by 50%.
Bob's home is a good example of what homeowners can do to prepare for wildfires.
We have these drought-tolerant, succulent-type plants that, when irrigated, provide us a good buffer. It's very popular to use the Spanish tile, and Spanish tile is very resistant to fire. We boxed in the eaves. The stucco literally carries up under the eaves so that there's no wood surfaces that can catch.
They installed rolling shutters to keep the heat from bursting their windows. And that overhead sprinkler system?
What that does is creates a curtain of water around the house. Any of the embers that should happen to be blown up against the house have to pass through that curtain of water.
But protecting your home is not a one-time deal. It's a continuous process.
Fire season in Southern California is year-round, and so is ensuring the defensible space and the clearance around your property.
As Nick said, everyone's affected by a wildfire, and the same rules apply to people living in the suburban areas of the county.
As you're evaluating your home to see what you can do to ensure you have that important defensible space, look and make sure all the brush has been cleared back from your structure, at least 10 feet.
Make sure that wood piles are placed away from your home.
A simple ember from the fire entering into this wood pile can actually make you lose your home.
And make sure to have a visible address on the outside of your home.
As emergency workers respond to your home, they need to know where you live.
As long as you follow these simple tips, your home might stand a better chance of surviving the next major fire.
So when you think defensible space, if you're not worried about protecting your home, worry about protecting your family.
Now, Defensible Space not only protects you and your home, but also firefighters who are called to the scene. For more information and tips, just go to our website, ctn.org. I'm Michael Russo.